Hello folks, Fluorescent Fever here, and welcome to Jinxing Jonas Episode 3, the series where you set challenges for the best player in the world, the best player in the game, that man on your screen right there, Jonas of Valencia. So far, you've set 2 challenges, and he has passed them both in the very first game. I'll run through the team for this one before I go through the challenge. So we have Diego Alves, Jonas' Valencia teammate in goal. This is a 3-5-2 Brazilian formation. Felipe Santana alongside Naldo at the back, and also alongside David Luiz, my 3 centre-backs. On the right side, right midfield, we have Hulk. The right CDM, takes me a while to get there, is Ramirez alongside Paulinho. Bit of a Corinthians-Chelsea rivalry going on there. Left midfield, we have Michel Bastos of Lyon. Up front, we have Elkerson, 5-star skiller from the Brazilian League, and Wellerton of Spartak Moscow. And in the cam position, I put Jonas for this one. Normally, I would probably have Carlos Eduardo there. He's the player I'd normally put in that position. But obviously, for this challenge, I can't do it if Jonas isn't on the pitch. And the team that I came up against was a fairly similar team, or Brazilian team, except he's pure filth and using a 5-2-1-2 formation. Hideous. Pretty similar. Oh, he's got Marcelo, Lucas in there, Kaká, Pato, so a little bit different. But certainly some very similar players. So not necessarily the easiest team to come up against for this challenge, which was set by the Edmund 4, which was Jonas has to score from 20 yards or further, which I just changed to being score from outside the box because it's as good as the same thing. So, outside the box, obviously, if you're familiar with my channel, you'll know, as per usual, I'm using full manual controls for this, which I forgot to show, because I'm getting in a habit of not showing it at the start of these episodes, which is kind of dumb of me. But yeah, I am using manual controls, and a question I've had a lot, and a question, or something some people aren't really sure about, is whether or not manual's different on Ultimate Team, and whether or not it's, in terms of actually the controls. And the way it works, by my understanding, is that the sort of basics are the same in terms of the ball will still go, by and large, where you aim it, you know, pretty much dead accurately where you aim it, and whatever else. But certainly things in particular, shooting, your shots are generally much more powerful, much more controlled on Ultimate Team. I don't know if it's to do with chemistry or if it's to do with the fact that the game is very fast-paced, but if you compare the sort of compilations I've done from Ultimate Team with the compilations I've done from Seasons, the goals will appear to be an awful lot better on Ultimate Team than they will on Seasons. And it is, I don't think it's easier to use in general, because my Ultimate Team record is a lot worse than my Seasons record. I think it's much harder to play against assisted on Ultimate Team, but you can certainly do much more impressive things using manual on Ultimate Team, things that look a lot better. So in theory, the long shots one shouldn't have been too difficult. However, I did go behind to that goal from Lucas, and if you watched the last episode, the challenge was to score in an entirely bronze team. I passed that by the 32nd minute, so clearly we're going to be a bit slower this time at the very least, but you can see here, that first touch is an amazing first touch, takes it right in between 2 defenders, and then the finish in off the post goalkeeper. Poor guy had absolutely no chance. So you've probably noticed already I've had 2 or 3 pot shots with Jonas. Basically, anytime I got a bit of space, like here when I work, I just thought, have a go. So they're a decent effort, but tipped away by the goalkeeper. And that was the kind of thing I was trying a lot. It's not the sort of thing I would do very often, trying to get spaces in behind the midfield, but in front of the defence. But here, Jonas decides to have another go as he twists away from one, body feints in between 2, defenders don't know which way to go, Jonas has a shot, Jonas finds the corner, that is challenge passed, stop the clock at 39 minutes. He's the best player in the world, I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that anybody can find me a better player. He's invincible. He's incredible. It just beats about 3 players. Admittedly, don't know why one of the defenders wandered off, obviously tracking another runner, but plants it in the bottom corner. So as per usual with these challenges, all it is I keep going until a goal is scored, if it's that kind of challenge, which I think we will do mainly. But obviously I want to try and win. And I take the lead 2-1. Ramirez with a good assist and a lovely little weighted through ball. Elkerson just about managing to poke it under the on-rushing goalkeeper. And obviously, what I want to do is I want to try and win, because someone did say that really you should make sure that you also win the game in order for it to count as challenge passed. I think depending on the challenge, that's going to be a bit, because there are some challenges which you guys have tried to set me which are absolutely rotten. And I would point blank refuse to have to win the game as well if I tried to do that, because I think I'd be there forever. I think trying to score in a specific way with one player is probably probably hard enough, even if it is Jonas. Here I take a 3-1 lead, getting a little bit fortunate with the way the ball falls, but Hulk takes it superbly. Not entirely certain that the little, you'll see it here, the little funky jump he does as he hits it. He just, way, there you go. Not entirely certain that was completely necessary, but nice all the same. And at this point I was reasonably comfortable. He did get in behind me a couple of times. He was a team filled with, kind of like mine admittedly, filled with a lot of pace. It was a bit difficult to handle, but I was amazed how easily I managed to break him down considering he had 5 at the back. Get a free kick there for, although he did seem to get the ball, it was an atrocious lunge. And Jonas actually got a booking for something he did earlier, and obviously the referee must have annoyed him a bit because Jonas stepped up for the 28-yard free kick and, well, yeah, put it in the top corner. I told you, best player in the world. There's nothing he can't do, I don't think. So, in fact, that's sort of challenge passed twice in one game. That's 2 goals from outside the box. And I wasn't done there. After that, my opponent just basically gave up. You can see now he's just all stood around. So I thought, why the hell not? Jonas has the ball. He's going to just walk through the idle defence, take it around them, roll it under the goalkeeper. That's a hat-trick for Jonas. Admittedly, probably not a proper one, because obviously my opponent was not there. He'd given up. But all the same, if you look in the history books, it will say 5-1 win, Jonas hat-trick. So that was challenge number 3 passed with flying colours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start upping the difficulty a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm going through some of the simpler ones first, and then I'm going to keep building, because one of the ones which has been set the most is score with a scissor or bicycle kick. I am going to do that at some point, but probably not just yet. I might try and alternate a bit between team challenges and sort of the way he scores challenges, that kind of thing. But if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will have a look at them, but I have got an absolutely massive stack to go through. I'm going to try and get through a few more over the Christmas period, and I don't know what the next one will be yet, but I'll get it done fairly soon, hopefully, and up in the reasonably near future. And if you guys have any more, feel free to suggest. If you have any feedback on the video, as always, that's welcomed. And above all else, play manual.